Okay, in this video, we're going to do assignment 2, and that would be this assignment right here, SQL queries. And so we're given a database, and we're given some data here, and we're asked to answer these 10 questions here where we write 10 queries. So this is going to be our approach today. First, we're going to go to WordPress and create a page for our answers, and then download and unzip the files, and then we're going to create a new database in MySQL, and then we're going to upload the files, and then we're going to connect the database to Abase, and then we'll be ready to answer the SQL questions. So let's get started here. I'm going to go over to my WordPress, and so I'll go to my websites and I'll find me right here, and here's my website, and I've got this assignments section here, and I'm going to add assignment 2 down here. So I'm going to log into WordPress, wp-admin, enter, and put my login, and then I'm going to go to pages, and here we are. Here are all my pages. I'm going to add one for assignments, and so I'll add new, assignment 2 that is, assignment 2, that's good enough, and I'm going to put our familiar Abase tag here. I'm just going to put Abase. I haven't decided which database I'm going to use yet, but I'll just put that there to make sure, confirm that it's connected up, that Abase is installed, and I can view this page, and I see that we have this here. There's a bunch of tables there. I'm going to create a different database for this assignment though. Let's see, I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to add this page to the menu. So I'm going to go back here, edit page, change it to full width, update, and then I'm going to go to appearance, menus, and this is the new page I just created. Let me add it to the menu, and it adds it down here. Let me just move it up here and indent it. Okay, save menu. And now we see that I've got the assignment 2 page, and here it is, and there's no right sidebar here. Okay, so we've completed 1. Let's do 2. Let's go back to our assignment, and the zip file is right here, and so you download this, and I've actually downloaded it already right inside here, and then you unzip it, unzip, you just double click on it, and you get this, and here are the 4 files that are in the zip file. Let's look at them. This one, let's open this up with text edit. Open, and we see this is our SQL to create the tables. So I think we can just use that. We'll leave that open. Let's take a look at these files. We can open this with text edit also, and we see that it is just a bunch of comma separated values here. We can actually open that up with Excel if we want to. I'm going to open this one up with Excel. I'm going to use 2011 Excel. And over here we see this is, again, just a long list of records that we are going to import into our database after we have created it. This is the price product table. Okay, I can close this. And so these are the three files. Okay, so let's start. So we've opened up these files. I probably shouldn't have closed that. And so let's go back and see where we are. We've unzipped the files. Okay, now let's go over to cPanel and create a new MySQL database. So I'm going to open up, go back here and to my website, and I'm going to go to cPanel and log in, my login information. And I'm going to go to MySQL Databases, and I'm going to create a new database. I'm going to call this database Assignment 2, just like that, capital A. And then I'm going to click Create Database. So it's created. Now I'm going to go back to, here it is right here, and there's no users. So I don't need users for PHP-MyAdmin, but I do need to assign the WordPress user access to this database. So when we place our answers here, we're able to do that. So I'm going to go down past create a new user. I'm going to go to add user to database. And this here is the database user. It's going to be a string of random characters like that. And I'm going to connect to assignment 2 database. Click add. And I'm going to give myself all the privileges. And then I'm going to go down here and click make changes. And so we have given the WordPress user all the requested privileges to this database. Okay, so we're actually done with that. We see that's here. So let's go back to our home and let's see where we are. Okay, we've done that. Now we're going to do step 4, upload files to tables. Oh, we need to actually create the database first. And we do that in PHP-MyAdmin, and then we upload the files. So this is actually part of this step. So let's go back to now we go into PHP-MyAdmin for step 4 here. And here we are. So I'm going to over here click on the plus sign next to your username. And we see our databases here. This is the WordPress database. We're interested in the one we just created right here, assignment 2. Click there, and here we are, and we see that there are no tables. And so we can create a table using the PHP-MyAdmin interface, or fortunately we have our files right here. So right in here. So let's open this back up again. I'm going to set always open. And I'm just going to copy this right here. Copy it. Copy. And go over to here, and we're in assignment 2. I'm going to click SQL, and I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to click Go. Yes, I do. And the problem is that we tried to drop tables that didn't exist. So let me see what happened here. I'm going to click up here, and no tables were created. So I need to modify, oops, I need to modify this, and I need to get rid of these drop tables because they don't even exist. And I'm going to save this. And so now I didn't need to save it. I just need to copy it again. Copy. Copy. And then paste. So now the drop tables are gone. Go. Okay, now it worked. And this is what was executed. And now when we go up here and click assignment 2, we see that we have our 3 tables here. And we can click on structure and we can see the field types that were set up. When we click browse, we see there's nothing in there. Okay, next. So we need to upload the files. So I'm going to start with this PCE FUNC, that stands for price function. I'm going to click on price function. I'm going to click on structure. And here I am. And now I'm going to import. I'm going to import from these text files that we see right here. I'm going to import this one for PCE function, and this one for PCE product, and this one for the product hierarchy. So I'm going to click import. I'm on the PCE function table. I'm going to click import and click here browse, and I'm going to find my file. It would be the PCE func, this one, and open it. And I just need to go down here. This is all fine. Click go. And 72 queries were executed. And now when we click on the table, we see it populated. Okay, that's price function. Let's go back to the database. We need to go back to the database. Now let's do price product. So I'm going to click on structure for price product, and here we are, 4 fields. I'm going to click on import, and this time I'm going to click browse and find price product, open, and go. And 90 queries were executed, and we can see by clicking browse that they're all there, 90 records. And so let's go back to assignment 2, and now we're going to do product hierarchy. So let's click structure. Here we are, 3 fields, and level 3 is the primary key. Click import and browse, and that'd be this one. Click open and go down here and click go, and we see there's an error. There's an error in line 15. And it happens to be the last record, and I think we can just click edit here and see what happens. These are the insert statements. None of them worked. Actually, I'm going to close this. Let's go back to the actual file. That'd be in here. I'm going to open this up as a text file, and when we look at this, we notice that there is no return at the end of this last record. This is as far as it goes. When you click down here, we see it doesn't go that far. On the other ones, like on this one, for example, we see that the very last record the very last line of the file is down here. So we see it's blinking down there. So there has to be a return after each of these records. And there's not one here. So let's just put one there. Enter. So now it's down here. Now we see the blinking cursor down here. And let's save this. And so now let's re-import this. So let's go back to this table up here, prod hierarchy, and we see that, oh my goodness, all of these records. Okay, so 14 records were actually inserted. I'm going to go back to import, and I'm going to find the file, this one, and now I'm going to click open, and now I'm going to click replace table data with file. Click this and go, and now they all went in, 15 queries. When we click browse, we see that there are 15 records now, and they were all uploaded. Okay, so we are done creating our tables. So let's move on to step 5 here and make sure that our Abase is connected up with WordPress. So our database is assignment 2. So let's go back to our WordPress, which is here, and click to go back to the dashboard, and let's go down to settings and go to Abase for MySQL, and we're gonna oh, I do actually have, this is something I put in there earlier, so I do have my database 2. If you don't see 3 here, 3 database settings or more than 1, you click expand. If your database looks like this, you'll notice that there's just 1. If you expand it to 3, then you see we have all 3 here, and we aren't. The only one we need to fill in is this here, because the default is fine and the user is fine. It's the WordPress user. So so we're all set here. Click. We had to put the name of the database. We had to put the full name of the database, and that includes the prefix of your username. So click Save Changes, and let's go back to our page. I'm going to click up here and go to our page, and I'm going to change this to Abase 2. There's a couple ways we can do that. We can, in fact, just do a 2 here and update that, and we see it connects. We see that it connects to the right database. These are our 3 tables that we just created. Another way to do it, which I'm going to prefer, I think this time, is I'm actually going to set the database db equals 2. And what that does is that sets the database for this page to 2, and so now we can just use our simple Abase tag. So so let me do another Abase here, because I want to see. Oops. I want to see exactly what that works. And now when I view the page, I see that it's just an Abase tag, and we see our 3 tables. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the assignment, which is right here, and I'm going to copy these lines here. Copy over to my assignment down here. Edit. And I'm going to paste them in right here. So I'm going to do right click, paste. And so here's my, I've got all of the questions here. So I'm going to say answers to questions. Update. And view. Now I see that I've got all of the questions listed here, and so underneath each one, I'm going to put an Abase shortcode that includes the answer. So let's get started. Let's start with the first one. How much money is spent for what purpose by consumers in the first quarter of 2010? Another way to phrase this is, what is the personal consumption expenditure of each function? And it's nice here. We would like to see the function and the price as the projection. So those are the columns we want to see. And we only want to see first quarter of 2010, so that would be the where clause. And we want to see all the functions. So here, so let's edit the page. And so I'm going to go here to click right after the end of number 1. I'm going to hold the Shift key down and press Enter. And I'm going to put an Abase shortcode. I'm going to echo this. And I'm going to say, I think I'm going to make it a color. And SQL equals select FUNC, comma, PCE from, and we're going to use the price function table. We're going to use the price function table here, which has got function and year and quarter and price. So from PCE FUNC, and then we're going to put the where in there, where year equals 2010 and quarter equals 1. And I think that's it. Close the quote, close the square bracket, and I'm going to click Update and view the page. And now when I look down here, I see here's my SQL statement right here. And I see that we see for each function, like this, in first quarter 2010, this is what personal consumption was. Oh, this is personal consumption, not price. Personal consumption expenditure. Personal consumption expenditure. Okay. So that's the answer to the first one. Now, it's possible that you get the funny quotes here. It's possible that when you when you write your SQL statement, that instead puts smart quotes, where these curve in and these, these curve to the right and these curve to the left. If that's the case, and that would be a theme-dependent feature or problem. Go back here and go to Abase, go down to Settings, and click Abase for MySQL, and try checking this Disable WP Texturize. And that will do some things, but one thing it should do is it will make sure that that you are using regular, ASCII quotes, which you need to have instead of smart quotes. Okay, so let's go back to our page. And so we've got the first one there. Let's look at the second one. Which function, year, and quarter has the smallest personal consumption expenditure of all time? The result should have the columns function, year, price, function, year, quarter, and personal consumption expenditure. Okay, so let's click Edit Page. Let's go to the second one. I'm going to hit Shift Return and Abase. I'll go make red again. SQL equals, let's see, select function, year, quarter, personal consumption expenditure from PCE func. All time. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to sort this. So the largest PCE is at the top. Order by PCE descending. So when the list comes out, the order will be at the top. Let me close this and we can see what it looks like. For now, update. And when I view this, we see that for the second one, we see all of the functions of all time. Look at all the, they're all listed here. And the order is descending PCE. And now, I only want one of them. What's the smallest of all time? Oh, wait a second. Smallest. Whoops. We do not need the DESC. Oops. Okay, now the smallest is at the top. Education 2009, first quarter, only 228,000 as opposed to this last one, health 2010, that would be 2,041,000. So now we only want the first one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to limit the output to just the top record. And to do that, I'm going to go down here and go to, at the end of the select statement, I'm going to put limit 1 and update. And now when I view the page, I see that we only get one out, and it is that top record from before. So what we're doing is we're ordering by we're ordering the records by a particular field, and it orders either alphanumeric or numerical based on the type, based on this type, and we're just limiting the output to 1. Okay, I'm going to close this video now, and I will make a second video that has more help for the remaining questions here later. Thanks for watching.